What is up? Oh, I should probably change my scene. Where's Delaris? Delaris needs to be here to remind me to change my scene. Alright, what is up, guys? It's Frank. With the winner's bracket semi-finals between Norbashbash, our blue Infernal player, and Virion, our red Celestial player, as Sean Connery would say. So, looks like we're gonna get a good scout with the Hex in here. We're not going to see the Hex. Oh, Morph Core. Shoot him. There we go. Morph Core is probably going to build a Therium Purifier just to get that free extra, prism. Free prism's good, I would say. Alright, and what's Norbashbash going to be doing back at home? So we do see the free Pocket Natural got taken. Whoa, the third got taken as well. Greedy boy. But is it really greed if it's against Celestial, though? Their eco takes so long to come online. And I've been wondering about that. I've been watching some of the conversations happen, and I think a lot of it comes from the fact that once a collection array comes online, it's not just like building a town hall and having the and then being able to like mine from a rock. It's building on top of the resource and then instantly mining with like, what is it, 6 workers worth of mining efficiency. So it's like, it's the structure itself on top of the mining that happens instantly. And you don't have to worry about like weird mining paths or... Actually, I think they got fixed already, but I could be wrong. Anywho, Norbashbash over here taking a speed camp and like not throwing down an effigy, which I think is... It is a choice, but having units with higher effective HP is also a choice, and it's a lot nicer when your units can withstand more attacks. For not exactly free. By the way, for those of you that are watching in the future, as of patch 0.3.2, in the replays, we no longer get the symbols for the player's top bar energy. We're back to the purple swirlies, and for Celestial players only, I've noticed that the number stays at 50. It doesn't actually track how much power they have in their top bar. So you might be looking at that number and wondering, it's like, oh, well, he's got 50 power, he's fine. When actually, you know, the underglow here on these buildings might be red or something. Whoa, a couple of Legion Halls. I love seeing Legion Hall play. Yeah, Mass Seraphim over, like, the spicy camps is pretty good. It's interesting that, okay, so this one's already coming out, but can a single Seraphim take out a, Vision Camp? No way. There's no way, right? Oh, but it's barely getting tickled. Yeah, each Shadow Demon's only doing 5 damage to it with each attack. And the Seraphim does plus 300% damage to creeps. So, it's doing 14. 14 times 3 is, what, 42? 42 damage? The answer to all of life's questions, or whatever that joke is for Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. Okay, and we don't see much more in the way of tech out of Virion yet, but let's go over to Norbashbash, have a look. Oh, we do have a couple of interesting. I've never seen the Ritual Chamber put down there before, but it looks like Norbashbash does have Reaper's Rush coming up. But is this him trying to go to tier 3 as quickly as possible? Might be. We also don't see a whole lot of This is fine for the number of army units, but man, for being on 3 base, I would have thought that we'd see a lot more army here out of Norbashbash. Okay, so we're gonna see some pressure. Oh no, but it's the this is the Seraphim that are gonna come down and start raining Angel's fire on these poor little imps. Oh, big good connections with the Shadow Flyers. I don't know if Norbashbash just saw the I don't know if he scouted it or if he's been watching, like, if Virion already did this earlier in the tournament and Norbashbash was just kind of expecting it. But I think ever since I don't know if it's Oil that started it or not, but like I'm seeing a lot more Seraphim play from Celestial players, like doing an air comp of Archangels and Seraphim. What I'd love to see, though, and I've brought this up a couple of times, I'd love to see Celestial players using Cabal to lift units up into the air and let the Archangels just smack them to death while they're up there. Especially like the really high value units. All right, pressure's coming back in. We don't see an effigy popping down once again. Like, we need the regen. There we go. There's the effigy. Okay, Surge Strike Node does finally fall, but did a lot of damage while on its way out. Is the Luminite Mine done? Yeah, it's done. It's just still got the building animation going on. I think the replay functionality. Oh, huge connections there with the Shadow Flyer. Are you gonna get your effigy down? Doesn't get the effigy down. And with the double Sovereign's Watch, looks like Virion throws himself into red power. Yeah, he's still on red power. Power bank finishes up, so now he's on yellow, then back to green. Yeah, being on anything that's not green power is so painful for a Celestial player. That's why I always tell people that are fighting against a Celestial player, it's like, look, the power banks are a lot weaker and they're a lot smaller now. Like, you can get it's easier to like get good surface area around them or have multiple units attacking the same power bank. So if you want to hurt a Celestial, like, hit them in the power bank. That affects their unit production. It affects their building regen. Like, it affects a lot of things. Making sure that your Celestial opponent is low on power is pretty good. Speaking of, there goes another array. Man, being down 2 arrays is rough. These Seraphim, though, well, they were kind of scary, but these Shadow Flyers have been kind of keeping them back. Oh no, are they going to be able to make a connection? No, good defense by the Vectors. And now Norbashbash is straight chillin'. Bing chilling, one might even say. Please. Okay, oh no, there's nothing to attack here. Okay, so looks like Norbashbash is just going to get that Vision camp. I'm surprised they haven't started fighting over these camps in the center. The Luminite camps are so valuable. Being able to like get Luminite without having to risk workers is super nice because the investment is just in army HP. Now, Norbashbash doesn't have anything that can really tank these attacks, but it looks like he kind of wants this one. Yeah. Doesn't lose a single Gaunt, though. Well done. But he also missed out on having a couple of extra Fiends. Yeah, the Skull managed to infest one of them, but the other advantage is if you're going to be going on like a core Gaunt composition, like, why not throw down the effigy for the infest? Not only are you generating Fiends, but there's even a tiny little... Whoa! Alright, well, rest in pizza, Hexen. But yeah, getting the infest is so big. The Fiend generation, for the most part, is why you want that effigy in a Gaunt composition. But you're also doing like that damage over time. Damage over time in those like really protracted battles is pretty good, especially against tier 1 units. Again, no effigy. Womp womp womp. Look, all these Gaunts could probably take like an extra hit each. They were just like regenerating white health that whole time. Nice. Okay, are the armies finally going to meet here? It's going to be Vector, Archangel, Seraphim versus Hellborn Gaunt and a couple of Flappies, but not many. Whoa! Flappy boys, attack! Oh no, they didn't connect with the Archangels in time. But are the Archangels going to be able to get rid of all these Hellborns before the Hellborns can get rid of the Archangels? It looks like they will. Vector's moving on forward, doing that bonus damage to absolutely everything inside in Norbashbash's army. But it looks like the Archangels retreat a little bit soon. No! I think their movement speed stays the same regardless of whether they're flying or walking. 3 gaunts obliterated from the face of the map. Yeah. Oh, but he doesn't want the Shadow Flyers to connect with his Archangels like that one is. Oh! Whoa! What? Oh, Norbashbash. All you had to do was like turn your Shadow Flyers around. You could have like decimated the HP on that one Archangel. Speaking of, this one Archangel needs to get back to the Arc ship and start healing up. He's way too expensive to just throw away like that. No, please go heal. You're not going to get any damage. There we go. 2 Archangels gone, essentially for free. Virion, GG's out. Norbashbash goes up 1-0 in this best of 5. Alright guys, game 2 between Norbashbash and Virion in the winners bracket semifinals. Looks like Norbashbash is going for a quick third already. Yep, there it is. And Virion's still getting settled in. Setting up his home base. No way. No, okay, no. We've got a, yeah, the array surged. It'll be fine. So yeah, once you see the surged array, I don't know what why Norbashbash sticks around. Decides to leave, totally fine, but now it's going to be another, I don't know. Be another week until he kills that prism, but he's got a couple of army units out now, and he can move forward and start taking his health camp. But we're not seeing good skull usage. There we go. Oh man, Norbashbash, you're gonna drive me up a wall without using these effigies to regenerate white health in the middle of a fight. Whee. But chilling on the health camp's pretty good. The yeah, this brute is really bringing his health back, which is nice to see. Speed camp shenanigans happening here. 1 skull does land and generate another fiend. Man, these Shadow Mastiffs are just... Oh! I was gonna say these Shadow Mastiffs might, like, nuke all the fiends, but they don't. The fiends actually hold up pretty well. So Norbashbash is gonna keep on creeping around the map, I assume. And we'll keep an eye on that Ritual Chamber just to see what kind of tech is gonna be coming out. Meanwhile, Virion setting up for more vector funsies. On out, and one of his vectors is going to get pretty damaged here pretty soon. Single fiend being annoying, maybe trying to distract from the health camp. Just the vectors have to go back, deal with him, take more shots from the slimes, but ultimately it's not really consequential. But yeah, Norbashbash's army is starting to look pretty good. Virion's got only a couple of vectors out of the map, but he's got a higher supply, even though it only looks like 3 vectors right now. I wonder if that's just from prisms and arrays. It's got to be, right? It's got to be all the mining that's being taken into account right now. But yeah, okay, 4 vectors versus all this, though. I think the Infernal wins that fight. Maybe, actually. Because the brutes will never catch the vectors. So then it's functionally just gaunts. But then, okay, no, this is a lot of gaunts to deal with now. Take it back, take it back, take it all back. Plague X is about 3/4 of the way done. Versus, oh, 6 vectors. Ooh, 7 vectors. I feel like the Count in Sesame Street. A couple of Legion Halls going down. Good stuff. And now we're just macroing up. Looks like, all right, we're only half saturated on the 3rd for Norbashbash, and on his natural actually, which Again, the Sim City is just fascinating for me. Triple Vault, triple Conclave, even though the Conclaves don't spit out tier 2 unit. I mean, they spit out the Weaver, but you're not going to build Weavers against Vectors. Just because that percent max health damage doesn't really, it's not effective against Vectors, or at least it's not good enough value. And again, no effigy here from Norbashbash. Come on, dude. I mean, I agree, bouncing axes are good. They're not that good, though. Okay, now throwing down an effigy and being, there we go. Throwing down an effigy and being on top of being a health camp is the 1-2 combo. It's the infernal version of eating your Wheaties and getting back into the game. What? Good infestation as well. Actually, infestation damage on Vectors is kind of underappreciated, I think. Man, the effigy death voice lines are always interesting to me. It's like, I wonder, is there going to be like a lore tie-in as to why the effigies have voice lines, or is that just some leftover thing? I suspect that effigies are going to be like an infernal phone booth, and that's how they like talk back to, I don't know, infernal command or something like that. No, Therian Purifier gets spotted. Yeah, Prism goes down. Purifier goes down. And what really becomes scary is once the infernal player has access to Shadow Flyers, just the amount of damage they can do to a celestial economy is scary. And without any kind of air terrain or air SimCity building, that it becomes a lot scarier, just because there's really nothing that you can do. There's nothing that you can build to impede a Shadow Flyer. Like, if they want to A-move into your array and prisms, like, what can you really do to stop you? You basically just have to like hope that you can DPS the Shadow Flyers down before they reach their targets. Otherwise, it is good GG's. That's a pretty long range. Oh, Blast Node getting a solid shot there. Now, are these Sabers going to start doing the damage they need to? No! Try and kite, but this Animancer needs to make something happen. Man, that high ground strike node is actually did pretty well. Oh, see, okay. I wanted the Shadow Flyers to connect with the Stormgate Watch drops. It's gonna start doing damage to, well, everything in range. And both players are floating quite a bit of Luminite. I'm kind of hoping that Norbashbash can spend some of this. He's got Luminite and Therium. This might like be a situation where it's worth burning the Hellspawn Resurgence just to get more charges for stuff to spend your money. But Virion floating 3.1k Luminite. I mean, hold down the Argent button if you need to, but spend, or expand, or do something with it. All that. I keep telling myself on ladder that money in the bank is money that's not being put towards winning the game. You don't win games by having a lot of money in the bank. You win it by spending that money on stuff that makes your army deadlier. So you can go out and take good fights and then remax and win. Alright, here's what Norbashbash's army looks like so far. It's, again, really gaunt heavy. There's a couple of Hellborn that are going to be reinforcing. Oh no, taking damage from the Bruiser. He did throw down an effigy before taking the fight, though, which I really like. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Speaking of Argents, okay, looks like one of them got taken out. Oh, the Vectors just jump right on top of the Hellborn, though, and that's a tough loss. All in exchange for, what, two? Was that two Argents? Yeah, that was rough. Alright, Norbashbash just chilling on top of his own vision camp here. Yeah, these Spriggans are going to be real trouble, but they're not trouble for the Vectors. The Vectors are very, very good, very deadly against these Spriggans. One Vector kind of baiting in the rest of the armor to attack on the high ground, but I don't know if you want that necessarily, because yeah, look, there's nothing here to defend. There's nothing that can really hold back this Infernal Force, and now we're finally going to start to see the battle good and well get underway, but Virion GG's out. The arc stretches, I mean, all the way from these Gaunts, all the way down here, all the way to these Hellborn that are just raining fire down on the Animancers, Vectors, and Sabers. So GG's. Norbashbash is going to go up 2-0 in this best of 5. Alright guys, game 3 between Norbashbash and Virion here in the winners bracket semifinals for Discovery Cup number 3. Norbashbash starting off by bringing his Hexen pretty far forward to the, kind of right here, this part of Titans, and then throwing his, just chucking a skull onto his opponent's side of the map so his Hexen doesn't have to go all the way, which I kind of like. I think I like it. It gives me an idea to do that for Vanguard opponents, just because you never really want to be caught off of Shroud with your Hexen against a Scout. So all you have to do is, like, make your Hexen go kind of further away. You cast your Skull such that it can, like, get across the map and get all the vision that you want. And there's nothing the dog can do about it. The dog can't body block a flying Skull. So that, and then you can get your Hexen back onto Shroud, where it can more easily take a fight against a dog. And, yeah, just hang out there. I might have to start experimenting with that a little bit. Anyway, Norbashbash throwing down his 3rd shrine here. Nothing too earth-shattering from there. Creation Chamber. Nice, nice, nice. Alright, and it looks like the first Brute is already done. Waits until he's got his Gaunts out as well to start taking on the health camp. You can take this this health camp with just the Hexen and the Brute, and it'd be just fine. I think this Hexen is just off of Shroud though, and he needs to be on Shroud if he doesn't want to be losing so much core health. But he is losing a bunch of core health on top of the, like, all the stacking debuffs from the different slimes. Is he gonna die? No, no. What? They resume. Oh. They must have paused and resumed the game. And then in the replay, we don't actually see that. But man, yeah, this Hexen took way too much core damage. That would have been solved by just being on Shroud. There we go. Love to see a nice little Shroud highway here. Hexen stays on the health camp for a little while just to heal back up just a smidge. Yeah. Oh, is he gonna wait for the is he gonna wait for another effigy charge? Oh no, waits for more army units to show up. No, accidentally splits his Brute early, trying to cast that skull. I do that when I'm on the ladder. It's like 1 times out of 4, I'll accidentally split my Brute with the Z button instead of casting a skull with the Z button for the Hexen. I'll just forget who I have selected. Oy, it's a bummer, but it's still early game, so 1 Brute doesn't matter all that much. We're getting to the point of the game where 1 Brute won't matter that much anyway. What do we have in terms of army here? So it's Vectors again. Vectors again for the 3rd time in a row from Virion. He has taken his health camp, which is nice. It's a bit more difficult for Celestial players to heal their units. Really, their only options are to either have an Animancer that's going to cast that spell that does like an AoE heal, sort of, and the other option is to, like, go to your nearest arc ship and let it do the Skyward Salvation. That is a lot of syllables for heal. But yeah, it's a heal over time. I want to say it's a heal over 30 seconds. Oh, but this one's upgrading, so that's why I wasn't healing anything. Alright, so the Arc Station is finally done, and now we see an Ascension Matrix and another power bank, it looks like. The Lone Fiend is going to come by and not see much. Going to try and scout for a hidden array. Doesn't see a hidden array. And now has to brave going all the way up to possibly the Triangle Third. Let's see the adventures of the brave little fiend. Nope, gets jumped on, annihilated before he can even get the tiniest building scout. Recall coming online for the Vectors, and yeah, Legion Hall. I'm wondering if this is just like the exact same build that we've already seen a couple of times. Yeah, there's another Legion Hall. So is it going to be Seraphim, Archangel, Seraphim, Archangel, Vector? That would be my guess as to what's going to happen here. Alright, speed camp falls to Virion. What else is that? 2 more creation chambers. I do like that. My issue with Virion's game on Broken Crown was he was just floating so much Luminite, and he didn't have anything to do with it. Even if the Argents are just shooting their little water balloons, like, it's better than not having that DPS, you know, like any DPS is better than having that much money in the bank. 5k Luminite is just insane amounts of money in the bank. Shorty, what you think? But, alright, so we've only got 2 prisms mining all this Therium right now. I think, is it 2 or 3 that's optimal for a Therium patch? I wanted to say it was 3, but I might be wrong there. Okay, 6.5 minutes in. It looks like we're building our 4th shrine for Norbashbash to just have a shorter return trip for these imps on that purified Therium. And this little squad of Vectors doesn't want to venture out too far. I don't think. Well, I mean, the Celestial player definitely has scan available to them, so they can scan whenever they want. But Norbashbash is trying to is taking this camp with Shadow Flyers, which is kind of fun. Oh! They kind of converge. But not really. Alright, Vector's gonna chill there, but Norbashbash really wants this Therium. Throws down an effigy, and did we see enough getting infested? I don't think anything got infested there. No. Because they jumped out of there, almost like as the Shroud was being deployed. Okay, but now Norbashbash has he has extra Therium coming in, which is kind of scary. An Infernal player that's been flooded with Therium is quite the threat indeed. Oh no, this is a very far forward Arc Fortress. The Skull is going to keep a good eye on all these Vectors. Effigy goes down, it's going to be able to start. Ooh, swing and a miss from that Archangel. That one hits though. Great connections right inside the army of Norbashbash, but he doesn't avatar it, so he doesn't get the AoE that he wants to. There we go. Now we see avatar. He's going to start doing that little wave attack. And just about cleans up everything. The Hexen goes down. Does it matter? Not as much. Oh, but is he getting... Oh, he goes through the Light Force Station because he knows that the Vectors can't fit through those trees. I like it. Granted, it didn't save that many gaunts, but it's still clever enough, and, like, having the awareness of the map as you're on the retreat instead of, like, panicking is very nice to see. It's really cool, to watch players intentionally make these kinds of decisions where, like, the terrain around them impacts whether or not they live or die. Oh, but he's taking it out. Oh, for the Hellborn. I imagine. I don't know why else you'd do it, but... Anywho, this Fiend's gonna come over here and not see another array. Are we still on 2 array over here? No, we got a 3rd array coming online. Alright, Another Legion Hall, another Legion Hall. The Animates are coming out. Where's the, I didn't catch if the... I didn't catch if the Animancer training has been upgraded or not. Whoa, I like that. Staggering the jump, the blinks forward was really cool. So I've been trying to puzzle in so in 0.3.2, this hotfix, this most recent hotfix, the oh no, why yeah. I've been trying to puzzle over why the arc ship Skyward Salvation still heals for the exact same amount of damage, but it heals over a longer period of time. And I think the idea there is that if whoa, whoa, big connections with the Archangels, getting right in the back line with all the Hellborn. None of them have avatared yet though, so they still got that base that basic health pool. The Vectors on the front line are absolutely evaporating to these Gaunts and turning into Fiends. Fiends turning around and killing off all the Argents, and there's the GG from Virion. Norbashbash goes to the grand finals, 3-0. GG's, guys.